Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout, and I am using the Bungalow Lane Collection from Paige Evans. This color scheme for a fall layout is definitely foreign to me. I usually stick with kind of the more rich maroon, green, burnt orange colors. But I just recently got kind of the textured leaves from Scrapbook.com and wanted to use those, and decided to challenge myself and make a fall layout using more of like the pink colors. So you can see I cut a square out of that kind of, I'll call it patchwork. It's not completely like a quilt by any means, but we'll call it the patchwork paper in the back to border my layout. And then I am just going to line my two photos up side by side, matting them with white in between those, and then adding kind of that darker pink floral paper as a second larger mat around the photos. So instead of using leaves with this collection, which is something I would normally stick with on a fall layout as well, I am actually using the florals in this collection. So again, just a completely different fall layout for me, but I am really happy with the end results of this one. I love the different colors of the flowers and the sizes. I felt like it really gave me lots of different options. And I kind of wanted to have these two clusters here, one at the top and one at the bottom. However, I did kind of struggle then with all of the rest of the white space. So I'm searching through the scrap pieces of paper I have at the top there to find maybe a pattern piece that I could kind of sneak behind the photos. And didn't find one really in the scraps above, but I did find a scrap piece that is just pink. And again, I am sticking with that color scheme and decided then I would use that scrap piece of pink. And once I have that, I am going to end up dovetailing the bottom of it and placing that kind of all the way from the top of that patchwork paper to the bottom of the white paper. I thought about just putting it at the top of the white, but decided to kind of extend it all the way to the top of the page there. So once I have that done, I will commit to the placement of my photos. And you can see I am kind of having them more so on the left-hand side of the page. I felt like I wanted that extra space on the right for the large flowers. And as I'm kind of planning out this layout, I am trying to decide what to do for a title, where to put a title. I kind of thought maybe I would journal at the bottom of the page on the white space, and so I have that in mind as well. So you can see, I have pattern paper on the top left, a floral cluster on the top right, and then a floral cluster on the bottom left. So I really had to decide, one, what the title was even going to be, but two, kind of where I should place it. Should I put it at the top and fill in that spot, or add it to the bottom, even though I was going to journal at the bottom? All of this is running through my brain as I am creating, and you can see I'm kind of putting it off. I'm doing what I know I want to, I guess, place on the layout. No guessing there. And so I did both of the floral clusters only because, again, I'm trying to decide as I am doing this whether or not, or what even the title is going to be. So I am going to end up using the top for my title, and lucky for me, I have the alpha from this collection and had just the right letters left for my title, which is going to be One Fall Day. I did get this inspiration from the Bella Boulevard collection, One Fall Day, that I have been using as well. There is a nice title on there with the same phrase. Unfortunately, it's not the color scheme I was hoping for. And so I did piece together with the alpha from the collection, my title, which if you have been watching lately, you know that I would rather do a preformed title, if that makes sense, from one of the sticker sheets instead of piecing together my own. But with this one, I did piece it together, but of course, you know, I still got inspiration from a different collection. I didn't come up with the title on my own. So I did want to add to the beginning of the title as well. And so I did add kind of a smaller floral cluster up there. And then, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to keep adding, I guess. I wanted to use some of the leaves that I got from scrapbook.com recently. And then I wanted to bring in some flares from Scrap and Happy Studio as well. And you can see on that large flower on the far right, I did add a flare. It's a canvas flare. And I added that to the middle of the flower. It was the perfect size, and I really liked, I don't know, the color scheme matched this collection pretty well. And so I was able to use one. It's been a pack of flares that I've kind of been struggling to use. It's just a different color scheme and some different sayings that I wouldn't normally use, I guess. Especially with the boys' scrapbooking, it's more so geared for my scrapbook. And so it just hasn't been the correct color scheme for me. So I'm slowly using it up, and I was happy that I got to use one here. So you can see I just adding lots of little things to each of the clusters, trying to get it just right. But then decide the bottom is still too white. Even though I knew I was going to be journaling, I still felt like it was too white. So what I'm going to end up doing is actually making another floral cluster at the bottom, but cutting it, cutting one of the flowers so it is lined up with the edge of my white paper there. And then it still allows me space to journal, but still fills in that space a little bit. I don't know. I just was having a lot of fun with the flowers and decided just to keep going. I do think, if I remember correctly, I added, yes, these little hearts, these puffy hearts. I added them after I quit recording. I was cleaning up and I found the puffy shapes from the collection and decided to scatter these puffy hearts all over the layout. So I did that off camera, but you get a good close-up of that here. But I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. I will see if I can find the collection, and if so, I will link it down below. But I hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.